Yeah, let's, not studio mode, but stream. There we go. Say it again, Rob.
Hey, welcome to Couch on Fire podcast.
It's a little harder to cold open on me when I've got the record and stream buttons on my end.
I've been getting better, so I'm just gonna let you know. One day I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna cold open your ass.
Fucking do it. It's not like I don't have the Twitch stream open to be able to see that.
I know.
Dual monitors.
Listen, listen. No one likes a smart ass, okay?
A smart Alex? Is that what you were gonna do? Smart Alex? Holy shit, that's been a few years.
Oh man. Oh man. Hey, so how's everyone doing today? Great. Good.
Fuck Mondays.
Yeah, fuck Mondays. Hey, Alex.
I found-
everyone. I want everyone to applaud Alex. He paid off his car,
Oh, for fuck.
debt free.
No,
It's a
not
big
debt
deal.
free.
Well,
However,
car debt free.
there's that. However, there's a caveat to it.
Okay, what's
I
that?
I have been free of that car since February when I totaled it and did not have the appropriate level of insurance that I thought I had. Whoops.
No, I just hit my head, and my wedding band just hit me in the fucking head.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I mean, congratulations for paying that off, though.
Yeah, it's about time I'm not paying on literally fucking nothing. Oh, I'm
Well,
an idiot. I should have had that. I should have double checked my insurance is what I should have done. But I thought
well,
I had it right.
I've always been a believer that they should teach you how to survive in fucking high school.
That's what
There
home
should be
ec
a
was, and we removed it from the curriculum for the sake of academics.
What home ec class were you in? I was in the sewing home ec class. I didn't fucking learn how to do anything besides sew.
They talked about everything. We just didn't pay
Did they?
attention.
Oh, maybe
We
that's
were
probably
too
what it is.
stupid. Literally, we
Yeah.
were the generation that killed home ec for everybody else because it didn't make sense anymore because they didn't update the fucking curriculum. Like, we had Miss Build Her Dress Out of Curtains, who was a delightful and charming lady. So no disrespect to her, but
Champion?
like
Was it a
she
champion?
she's yeah, and she was fucking awesome. She did have a bit of a temper if you pissed her off though. Jesus.
Well, so did Andre the Giant, but
That's what was it?
that was fucked up. Yeah, I got you.
200
Anyway,
240-second fart. No, that's immediately where I went. Was the fart on the set of The Princess Bride, and everybody stops for like 4 minutes. They were rolling and like it just kept going, and the director looks at Andre and he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "I am now, boss."
dude, dude, I've recently just heard a weird story about Andre the Giant, where a guy picked him up. He was a limousine driver. His job was to pick him up and take him to a wrestling event. So he picked him up, and he's like, Andre the Giant was like, "I want beer." He's like, "Okay." So he goes into the liquor store and he buys a 24 pack of beer. And he's like, "Oh well, maybe he'll have some when he gets back to the hotel. That's fine." So he puts, he gives him
That's
the
his
beer.
starter.
Everything's good. What?
That was his starter.
Dude, the long story short, he pulls up and he gets Andre out. Andre gets out of the fucking back seat of the limousine. All these beer bottles come down. And he's like, "Oh, where's the rest of your beer?" And Andre's like, "I finished." He drank. There's a picture. Actually, no, that's where I heard it from. I was listening to Joe Rogan. Someone just said this to him. Literally, there was a picture online where he's holding a fucking beer can, and
Mhm.
it's just so small, and he could finish them. He drank a whole 24 pack in the car ride.
Yeah, over to the wrestling match. He
That's
used it as a painkiller because they didn't have anything strong enough at the time that wouldn't also kill him. Uh,
horse tranquilizers.
those kind of horse tranks didn't exist then.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm sure they did because
Same.
he only died recently, but like
You look. Yeah.
it's
You like
still
this
you know.
show? Yeah.
Why is the couch on fire? No reason or, well, hi Jack.
Hey, Jack.
That's actually what we're trying to figure out is why the couch is on fire. Uh,
You know what it is?
you got the gag.
We're two guys.
And why the fuck is the couch on fire?
Because our topics are so hot.
That was actually well
Oh,
played.
oh.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Oh,
That
God,
that that was a well played dad pun.
I am
10 out of 10.
witty. You know what it is? This shirt. For the people that can see me, this shirt is, it's like I bought it before I moved down to the beach. Now I live at the beach, but I never wear it. And now it's like 42 degrees at the beach, which is cold as shit at the beach. And I'm wearing it. I don't know why. Just, whatever.
That's
Maybe
a nice
I'll
print though. The red and the blue.
It is. Yeah.
That's nice.
And I liked it. It's like flowers. Kind of looks like a pot leaf, which is weird, but it's cool.
Well, the ferns. The ferns.
Yeah.
And hey, Mr. Worldwide.
The ferns. Well, Mr. Worldwide. Dude, his hair is ridiculous. Speaking of, so I had this whole thing planned. I was like, oh, Alex is going to talk about this car that he paid off is going to be great. And you threw me through a fucking loop when you're like, oh, yeah, I totaled that shit. Like,
I did.
So now
I did. I blinked on 695 and oops, I'm inside this guy's bumper. Fucking, I thought it was cool. And then I look at my insurance when I get home and I'm like, mother fuck. Oh, I was so pissed. I don't think our volumes are right. I gotta take me down a bit. I'm running loud tonight.
I've never caused an accident. I've been in a couple accidents, so that's been fun. But I've never caused an accident. I'm not saying you caused one.
No, I mean literally, I was at fault. I was the one that blinked, and suddenly there was a bumper inside my vehicle. I hate 695. Worst fucking traffic. And every accident I've been in, I was at fault, but there was no series of actions or behaviors that could have prevented what happened from happening. Like my brake lines were bad on my first car. I was sold a lemon. Just dumb shit like blink. I'm inside of a vehicle. All the time. Like the guy was totally okay. We both walked away. He drove home, and my shit was just donezo. So
really?
I was just happy that everybody was okay. That is my only thing with anything traffic related. Is I just hope everybody's okay. Because you can get fucked up for life from that shit. Nobody pays enough attention to that ever. It's just so commonplace that we just get in this 2-ton goddamn piece of metal and hurtle 60 miles an hour at each other. Literally at each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, you take it for granted that you're driving something and that you're driving a lethal weapon. Yeah.
You're literally driving the armor, which is itself the weapon. It's nobody pays enough attention to that. It's like, guys, that is a 2-ton hunk of high tension steel that you're just whipping around. People die from falling out of a 3rd-story window. You want to drive 90?
Well, funny. All right, so the one big accident that was in, I wasn't driving. I was driving with my friend Justin King. Peace out, shout out. Hopefully, you better watch this.
You said peace
anyway.
out? Jesus Christ, he's not dead, man.
I know. I worded it wrong. Listen, we all have long days, okay? It's a Monday. Anyway, so he is infamous for texting and driving. He is infamous. I mean, he's good at it, though. He's good at it. So the one time he's not texting and driving, we get into a fucking accident. We're driving down a mountain road for the people that know what we're talking about. Anyway, it's just a side road. It's not like a highway or anything. And he's texting, driving, everything's fine. We're going to the mall. I think he wanted to get a new football jersey, and he puts the phone down. I think he looked down for 1 second, and the truck in front of him had its brakes. All you saw was brake lights, and bam! I think we were doing like 40, 45, maybe 50, and we just went straight on. Airbags deploy, and I don't know if you've ever had an airbag deploy, but what's in that airbag is old and sandy and smells so bad
because it's bad gunpowder.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
literally
that's
gunpowder
true.
that
Yeah.
deploys the things,
Yeah.
and where it clumped up is what the shrapnel is that hits your face.
And that truck that we were in that he used to own, it was an '86. So just they made it in probably in '85, and they sold it in, well, maybe around that time. So yeah, it's old. It's as old as us. And yeah, it was crazy. We get out, everyone was fine. Just more in shocked because now
Yeah.
people are passing. I mean, this is a 2-lane road, so
So
people
people
coming.
have to drive around you.
Oh my god, the looks they give you, like, what the fuck, and you kind of grow up in a small town, so you see people that you know. You're like,
Yeah, and they're giving you the eyes, and it's like, fuck you, Janice.
I know.
Why were you?
Fuck.
Why were you like that? It's an accident. I'll see you. I'll see you Tuesday, lady. I almost dropped the next there. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's what happened, and it was all right. I did stay at his house for the next couple of days. I think his parents wanted me to stay there to make sure I didn't have like a concussion.
Because
His
they
father,
didn't want
his
to get
father's a
sued.
doctor, so they just want to. Yeah. Then well, now as later in my life, because it wasn't. This actually happened probably about 8 years ago, because I actually just met my wife. Yeah, so it just happened.
We can't find. We're not going to be able to find the cash to pay for this lawsuit should it occur. But I can definitely provide free service of equal or greater value.
Yeah, you can
as
stay
a
here.
doctor.
You can stay here and eat for free. Like, so I was like, oh, okay.
For a week and a half, 2 weeks, man. We want to make sure you're a-okay.
But no, it was good. I remember his father chewing his ass out. But yeah, that was good. And the only other time, and then after that, I mean, I was in a car that flipped over on an uneven pavement, but that wasn't exciting. This one was more exciting.
So, Business One, where it gets all windy going through Rock State Park?
Oh yeah.
I definitely have driven up one of those fucking rocks and not flipped my goddamn car.
Was there
It continued
any?
driving. No
I was gonna
damage.
say, was there any lubrication involved in this? Were
No,
you
I
like
just
drunk?
and it was I feel like it was 60-degree incline face, but like from a physics perspective, I know that's not the case.
Yeah.
But like it was a hard jostle ending up this thing, and I was like, well, I'm just here. Take the keys. Oh, I did not see that turn right.
Now, do you think accidents and things like that happen more often now because of cell phones than they did before?
Oh,
I
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
there's a commercial. And I hate to reference this, but there's an insurance commercial. I'm not going to tell you what insurance it is, but there's this guy named Mr.
Hashtag
Mayhem.
not spawn.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck yourself. Anyway, there's this guy. There's this guy named Mr. Mayhem, and he betrays a phone, and he basically falls underneath your seat. And everybody has this panic for a second when your phone falls underneath your seat. Like, you can't wait until you get to your destination to get your phone. I do it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No,
I do it.
No, under the
And you're
seat I
sitting there
have
like-
issues with.
You're sitting there grabbing shit, and
If it's passenger side, I'll reach for it, or I'll leave it rather. Driver's side, I'll reach for it every time because everybody's afraid of it getting stuck under the brake. That's why we should go for that one. Is because it can get stuck under the brake and like prevent your ability to stop correctly.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
I just did
no,
it because I
that's
was
petrifying.
I did it. I did it because, like we talked in the last one, I'm obsessed with my cell phone. So yeah, but
Oh, on
But
a
no,
related note, Ari and Crystal decided to take the challenge and go drive for a week.
really,
Yeah, this is day one. Yeah, today's day one.
so what does this entail? Let's talk about this for a second. Because
No social media.
no
They're
social
allowed
media,
internet, but no social media.
but can they still use their cell phone?
Yeah, yeah. Internet the works on the cell phone. No,
But
social media.
Okay, I mean that alone is a big challenge. I think I've been thinking a
5
lot about
years.
this. I've been thinking a lot about this since we talked about it, and I put it on social media. Hence, that's my problem. I'm just gonna go straight Nokia 3110 cell phone for a week. No internet, no social media, disconnect from the world besides this podcast, and that's it.
My problem is the
You
device I would
work.
carry
Yeah.
around in my pocket. Yeah, there's that. But the device I would ideally carry around in my pocket is basically the Nokia T9 motherfucker, but it
Yeah.
has Google Assistant, and that's it. And I could do it via Wi-Fi or data, but
Yeah.
you could just, hey Google, boop boop, right there on the phone.
That's cheating.
That's the device I want.
Well, there's so I guess Nokia actually came out with 4G versions of the
Yeah,
2002,
the
and you
brick.
can buy them. Yeah, yeah. So I'm going out $30. I'm going out to Best Buy and I'm buying it. But I'm not doing it. I'm doing it from Christmas to New Year's. So from Christmas to New Year's, you might not see Rob Hart doing anything, which sucks because it's just going to be hard. Because I was laying in bed thinking about it, and it's just like I watch YouTube videos to fall asleep. I listen to music all the time. It's just a
Tell
whole around
me
mess.
those are blue light filter glasses.
Absolutely not. I don't wear glasses.
Oh,
I take them off when I. But my screen on my phone does this
kill the blue
special
light
thing.
dog.
Yeah, it does. Well, my
Oh,
screen on the
it's
phone
not the same. Get the filter.
get the filter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, in the
Um.
optics. Dude, it changed my life. I can sleep now.
Oh, maybe I'll try that. Dude, I have insomnia so bad. I
It's the
just
screen. I'm telling
it's the
you.
screen.
Get the blue light filters. It'll be perfect.
Well,
Less than
that's
a
why.
week.
Well, dude, that's why I'm thinking like, okay, I'll get the blue light filters, but when I'm doing this challenge, that's why I'm hoping this challenge will let
Oh,
me see the light, if that makes sense. I'm
your
trying to hide the
circadian
light.
rhythm will reset during that week.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you'll be able to sleep again. Like you'll feel it the first 2 or 3 days, like oh my body's not quite, it's
Yeah.
not doing exactly what it's supposed to be. It's a little something's off, and then after the third day, it's like
Hmm.
oh this is the new normal. Oh
Wow.
yeah, and it just kind of like gets into the groove, and
Hmm.
once you're grooving, it is you can sleep. You're preventing depression, so many digestive issues. So many bad things happen to people because they don't sleep enough. Like as a behavioral issue, you if you go from 6 to 8 hours a night right now, and do so for the rest of your life, you reduce your cancer incurrence rate by like 30%.
Well, it's hard to sleep
Cancer.
in the world that we live in, with all the media, for me, in all the entertainment, basically, video games, computers, things like that. That makes it hard to sleep for me. But the second thing, the hardest thing, is having a child that is that for some reason still struggles to sleep. Now, if she struggles to sleep, that means my wife struggles to sleep. If my wife struggles to sleep,
The whole
I
house is
struggle.
out. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that is a big thing. But no, I've also, unfortunately, my according to my doctor, because of my diabetes and things like that, it's I just I have a B12 deficiency thing, and I replace my B12 a lot with energy drinks, and because of that, I'm fucking wired all the time. And
Oh, dude, just take a vitamin.
dude, you know, so
How much? Okay, let me rephrase that.
yeah,
You're on a regimen, clearly.
yeah.
How many at a time?
Um, well, I get it from multiple sources.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I got espresso in the morning. Then I got follow that up with a 16-ounce can of energy. Then I wait, and then I get seltzer water, but then I have the energy packets where you squirt into it. So I make my own energy drink that way. It's cheaper. So then I have at least four of those. Then if it's accessible, if I have it with me, I will probably have a 5 hour energy shot. So now you're talking about coffee, 2 shots of espresso, one 16-ounce can. Then you got, 12 ounces, four 12-ounce things of squirt that's throughout the day. And then I have a 5 hour energy shot if it's there. If it's not, don't, I'm not worried about it.
Rob,
But I always finish the night though with another cup of coffee.
Rob, please
Dude, my heart is gonna explode. It
It's not
sucks.
just that, you're destroying your kidneys.
Well,
Please stop
none of
that.
this has none of this has sugar, and the
Mm-mm.
drinks that I use are
The
carb
salts.
free.
The
Um,
salts
the
build up in your
potassium.
system,
Yeah,
and they
I
are
know.
destroying your kidneys.
I just it's an addiction that
Yeah, I'm having a hard time shaking it myself. Like, in the military at my peak, I think I was floating around three monsters a day.
yeah.
Um,
But but
dealing with the military, I was kind of dealing with alcoholism inherently,
yeah,
and it helped kick that. The black coffee thing at the AA meeting is
yeah.
not just a gag. Like that's a real fucking thing. And playing monkey and sandbag uh, works.
Well,
Just you have to pick a lesser evil on your next addiction.
well, that's the thing. I mean, people just, when they hear the word addiction, they think it's like, oh, drugs or alcohol. No, there's so much
You're
out there
addicted
in
to
the world.
food, asshole. Like,
Yeah, like,
you need to eat to live. The withdrawal symptoms from food equal death. So,
yeah.
like, you're addicted to food. It, it, why is that a bad thing? Like, just
Dude,
chill. It's a thing.
well, I think what caused my diabetes is the amount of Monster that I used to drink. To
Yeah.
this day, I can recall my very first energy drink. So at the time, my first energy drink was Red Bull because I think Red Bull was the only one that I know of,
Hmm.
besides coffee, because coffee's been around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the true like energy soft drink was to me was Red Bull, and it's weird because I never really liked Red Bull, but I did get one. I think I was in ninth grade. I had one, but I really didn't. I didn't
It
develop
tasted like
that.
grass
It
at the
To
time.
me, it tastes like a weird sour Smarties. So it's just like a
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
that
picking
was
that one up too.
so I just kind of But then I went through my whole life. I did my drinking. I did my really bad drug phase. Not everyone goes through these phases. This is what I did. And so I know I have addictive personality. So when I got out of those phases, I was like, okay, well, I'm fine. I don't smoke cigarettes, and I was like, I dabble here and there with other things, but I was like, I'm out of everything. And then I just developed this. Well, I there was peer pressure. Well, not really peer pressure. A buddy of mine bought me an energy drink, and I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, mix it with vodka. So I fell in love with Red Bull and vodka.
Oh,
But
yeah.
then I just didn't really care too much to drink anymore. I was never really a big alcohol guy. I liked to drink like everyone else, but I didn't really fall deep into that. But then I just kept drinking energy drinks because to me, if I wanted to be sober, but all my buddies were just having fun dancing around at the clubs and shit, I would just say, "Give me a Red Bull,"
Do
and
the
I would just
pick
drink
me
Red
up
Bull.
that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the next thing you know it, I'm taking caffeine pills at a just because I'm retarded. And I used to drink three monsters, then take two caffeine pills. I mean, I've been doing this for years, so I can understand why I have a lot of problems. Um, but yeah, I just to this day I still have this problem. I just don't sleep. Now I know, I know,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah. Crank that back and get the blue lights. That'll help manifestly, dude. You'll sleep so much better.
Well, yeah, one addiction at a time. This phone thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been really bugging me since we've talked about this. It's been literally on my mind every day. Like for
Yeah.
one week,
Can I let go of this? Can I let go?
yeah,
Can I
like
let go?
dude,
Can
I
I
had a
fucking let go? It's affecting my behavior.
I
100%. I'm
I
like
was at
I'm distancing myself from the fucking thing.
Yeah, like I was at work. My phone was at 5%. I was like, okay, I have my charger. It's okay. So I plug it in and I left it in. I have an office. So I left it in my office. Then I went out on the floor and did my thing. And like every 5 minutes, I would touch my pants. Like, where's it at? Like I would have like a little mini. Like, is it done charging? Like, is it okay? Like it's an animal. Like it's my pet. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
It's a little
it's just
robotic pet that'll
yeah.
speak to you and take dictation notes and all kinds of other shit.
So that's
Look
why I
look up Wikipedia entries in the middle of a verbal statement.
yeah, dude. I literally, you know
Madness.
I love how this gets resorted back to this stupid cell phone thing, but it's an epidemic. There's a Netflix show that just got put on. It's a documentary. Me and my wife just watched it. It's called American Meme, and basically this literally shows you how everyone in the world is famous because of something they just put on the internet, and how you're addicted to it, and how subconsciously you seek people to like your stuff on social media, because if they don't like it, you feel like, well, they don't like me, or is something wrong with
It's the
me? Why didn't they
baseline.
like my
It's the
why didn't they like
you
me? Like,
you're at
yeah.
baseline during those other times, and during the like floods, it's a dopamine and serotonin explosion. So you go into this withdrawal about your baseline and start needing X serotonin level just to
Yeah.
feel anything. And you build up the tolerance the same way you do with any other addiction.
Hmm.
And
Well,
now we see Cash Me Outside Girl and
yeah.
fucking assholes who just need that serotonin and dopamine burst
Hmm.
rather than like slowing down, thinking about what the fuck they're doing and maybe analyzing themselves for half a second.
Well, since we filmed since we talked about the minimalistic idea of like putting your phone down for a little bit, I literally asked everyone that I came across, what's one thing you can't live without your phone? I mean, like, what's the one thing on your phone that you need? And I think the one that I thought was the most unique was my boss. He was just like, I just need my alarm.
That yeah, no,
and
that's 100.
and
That
I was
is
like,
the one thing. Like wall alarms don't do it for me.
yeah, and I agree, but I also think that like there has to be something else. There just has to be. I mean, maybe he doesn't understand the question, because like everybody must be addicted to their phone. Now he is older than me, so maybe he's not. But our generation,
Oh
like
yeah, no, we're glued to
there's
the
just
things.
it just and I love my wife so much, but she's on it all the time, and I'm like, man, I wonder if I do this, she sees the way I'm doing things. It's like I'm always trying to get her attention. I'm always trying to do stuff, and yeah, and then we get so mad when our child. Imagine if Marco came in and just grabbed your phone while you were on it. You would get so mad because you were just on your computer. You were just on your personal device.
Yeah,
you
and it
and
is a computer.
yeah, it's a PDA. It's always will be a PDA to me. Like you're
Yeah,
literally
a really fancy one.
like you're on, like what the hell? But then you get mad for no reason. Something, and then I stop myself because this happens to me. My child takes my phone all the time. But then I stop before I yell at her, and I'm like, man, first world problems. Because 20 years ago,
Yeah,
like no one would. Oh yeah, you can have it. You can have my Game Boy. Fuck it. I saved it already.
yeah,
Like
you know.
it's just crazy, nuts.
Uh,
Ugh.
I very I smell like a mini series discussing the dark side of contemporary technology is on the horizon.
Dude,
Uh,
I mean,
like Black Mirror style without the satire and oh
yes, like, oh, there's, this is the sad thing, and I know this is the second time we're talking about this, but it is a big problem. And like Alex says, I agree 100%. Like this could be a mini series of its own. I mean, you could literally interview someone different every week, and they can tell you something totally different. But in the end, we're all addicted to our
our
phones. And
devices.
and I wouldn't say it's just social media. Social media is the biggest thing, hands down. If she can quit social media for a week, then I feel like she can put the phone down too. So, but social media is the big hurdle for me, at least. I I,
I'm
I agree with, like, I'm just addicted to it. Like I'm on it right now, talking to you.
I'm
Like,
still attached to the news information I
mhm.
get.
Well,
I
but
want
isn't
to know
that
what's going on in the world.
but isn't that still what is social media? Like, what is social media? Is social media is just a, s- a
It's
s-
a
a
news
place
feed.
where you go? Yeah, is it a place you go just to socialize, or is it you? No matter what it is, it could be CNN.com. Is that social media? Because you're still
No,
reading about,
no,
like,
there are social elements to those pages, and those were
yeah.
adopted by everything lightning fast because that kind of social commentary and the counter criticism, excuse me, is just like such a baseline user feature. Like the ability to comment back is half the idea of the internet. It just
Mhm.
looks prettier now.
Yeah.
We're still on message boards. We're still on forums. It's the same thing. It just looks different. So we're there for the conversation and the interaction. Like the exchange of ideas is the base like unit of quasi currency. But it like
Uh-huh.
literally we're exchanging information. So like what The
no,
internet works like
I
a
understand.
fucking hive mind for our species, and there are certain groups of our population at large that like kind of fringe off and become like one of the like subconscious archetypes that like
Yeah,
Jung and Freud discussed in their psychology papers and stuff. Um, and like so we see goth kids seeing emo and like the evolutionary branches breaking off because the rate of exchange of information and thus what is technically socially acceptable in varying degrees of context there uh, but like the rules got more complex
yeah,
for that thing because it is socially acceptable to walk down the street in a a goth costume for lack of a better word,
yeah.
but like it's not acceptable to do so at a funeral. And I'd argue correctly, it's not acceptable to do so at a funeral. Uh,
Depends on
but
whose funeral it is.
well, yeah, there's that. Uh, but
Fucking Alice Cooper dies. I mean, you're gonna see some freak.
yeah, you're gonna see some all black kilts show up at Alice Cooper's funeral. Um, but like that's contextually appropriate.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not appropriate to do that for your grandma, and the rules are more complex now.
You know, I get what you're saying. I think in the end, our generation, we kind of had the best of both worlds. We know what it's like on the other side,
And we
but
remember.
and we remember.
We're also
But I feel like,
romanticizing it because, you know, polio might be making a comeback, but
oh
also
god,
we know where it is, so we can
yeah,
avoid that fucking place.
yeah,
Uh,
and with with this Generation Z or whatever we're in right now, this is all they know, and this is all they're going to know.
yeah.
Imagine in like 20 years, you go up to Marco and say, "No internet for a week." What? Like, just think about it. Like, that's crazy. I mean,
We used to have power outages, and it wasn't a big deal. In fact, people looked forward to them back in the day. But
well, yeah, because
now it's like a panicky, like,
well, you
crawling
know,
out from under the rock for the first time since fucking decades ago.
son, what is that? What is
And we
this
all have
thing?
to interact with each other and shit.
Well, you know, it's funny because like, um, some parents nowadays, you've read about. I've read about this. They'll purposely turn off the power just just for the night, just so they have family time.
That's a bit extreme, but I
But
feel
honestly,
that pain.
I mean, maybe like, like it's just something. It's just the urge of if I get a ding on my phone and I know someone messaged me, no matter what I'm doing. If I'm watching a movie with my wife, pause. Let me look at this. It's just I'm at a point where it's starting to bother me, and that's the
Yeah,
change that
it's
we're doing.
Pavlovian, and you've
I
noticed it.
hope Crystal.
So you're trying to reject it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope these ladies do it. I hope they do a great job,
uh,
and I want to know updates. I want to know. I
Aries
want to
just
see
buried
this.
herself into Zillow, and that's all she's been doing. Zillow and like crochet patterns
Yeah.
for various commissions that are starting to come in, which is awesome. Thanks everybody who's getting commissions from Aerie. That is super dope. Uh, her
I
current
applaud you.
her current commission is a booby scarf. It is a scarf that goes around your
What?
neck and ends
Dude,
in like
I know what you're talking about.
depth
I know what
laden boobs.
it goes. It like it holds
Yeah.
them. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking.
So
That's
she's
awesome.
got one completed, and we've been like throwing it at Marco and stuff because he's right at that right age where he's squeamish about that.
It's awkward. Ew, mom, no. Oh,
it's a booby. Ah.
where can people go if they want something? You guys have anything, or is it just message? Just message us on our on Couch on Fire podcast, and Alex will tell you everything.
I think we have an Etsy. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'd have
we'll
to look
double
into
check.
that. Yeah, I'll come back next week with that information.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I mean, see, I just the support is great. Everyone's great that's been listening to us, and the support of everyone is amazing. And yeah,
It's
it's
been
awesome.
super dope.
It has been fun so far. You know, I. So everyone that can subscribe to us, I think you can subscribe to us now, right?
Yeah,
On
yeah. Here
on
on Anchor,
Anchor,
there's the
Anchor.fm.
Patreon model within Anchor.fm. Uh,
Yeah.
not this episode, or uh, not video, I should say, but the
Yeah.
audio actually is sponsored by Anchor.fm.
Yes, we have a sponsor.
That's
Anyway,
weird. Uh,
but hey, if you
oh
do,
wow.
if you guys do, definitely subscribe. All the merch that we sell, obviously, if if you don't know, please check out our social media. All the merch that we do sell, we will personally give you a bundle pack for free for subscribing, and I really do appreciate that.
Oh yeah. I guess same would apply to the Patreon then.
Yeah, same thing with Patreon.
Subscription is still subscription.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean
we'd
that's awesome.
appreciate that. That'd be awesome. It would
Yeah.
also help us get us to quit our real jobs and come make more content for y'all. Yeah.
Which I think we're trying to do. So we recently just tried some little mini.
I see it as kind of pie in the sky, but that would be dope.
Yeah, I would like. Well, the goal. This is the ground level, and everyone that is listening and following us and sharing and just caring and doing all the good stuff, we appreciate it. You guys
Yeah.
are the foundation. So once this does grow, we're not going to forget about the foundation because it holds up the building. So just keep
I mean,
it.
if it grows, like
Um,
that's a possibility. I could say something here next episode, uh, and get all our subscribers kicked, or
All right.
get everybody mad at me, or
So-
some outrageous thing. So yeah, next
Well-
episode we'll discuss outrage culture. See you then.